Lost Island. Steve died. Alright, I'm gonna try to explain to you guys why. Steve died not too long ago. You wanna know who killed Steve?
Who?
Well, you're just gonna have to wait.
Hey guys.
Right, hell, we have got the natural creep.
So first we started off with our coffee experiment and to test how long it would take for it to cool down. And that's the same thing that happened to Steve's body. Our prediction was that the coffee would reach room temperature, which is 24 degrees Celsius, 2 hours after. And the dependent variable would be the temperature, while the independent variable would be the time. And our graph would look something like this. Then we came up with the equation, and then we had our data collected of the coffee, and this is the minutes that elapsed, and this is the temperature recorded in Celsius. And by having this, we were able to solve for our equation. We were able to figure out that our A equaled 31.4 by subtracting the room temperature by subtracting the initial temperature to the room temperature, which equaled 31.4. And then we used our K value, which is room temperature, and gathered some points from the table and solved for our equation. The first thing we did was plug everything in except for B, because we were trying to find B, and then we subtracted 24.7 on both sides, which gave us 34.4 equals 31.4 times B. And then we divided 31.4 on both sides, and then we solved 96, which equaled 96, and then we solved for the square root of 96 on both sides. Square root on both sides, which equal 0.97 for B. And putting all that together, we got that our equation equals y equals 31.4 times 0.97 to the power of x plus 24.7.
Hello. Well, anyways, we used Bella's equation in the beginning, which was exhibit A. Now we're doing exhibit B. And this time we plugged in 27 to figure out the temperature of the coffee at 27.8 degrees. So this is what we did. 27.8 as y, then we did 31.4 to the parentheses of 0.97 to the x plus 24.7, which is still our room temperature. Then we subtracted 24.7 to both sides, which gave us 31.1, and then we brought down the 31.4 to the parentheses of 0.97 to the x. Then we divided the 31 on both sides. This one canceled out, so then 3.1 to 31.4 gave us 0.098, which is equal to 0.7. Then we brought down 0.7x. Then we put into logarithm form, which is 0.97 parentheses 0.098, which is the power of. Then we got 76.25. After this, we needed to figure out the timing. Figure out the time of death. Steve died. So anyways, after I did all that math solving craziness, I got 76.25. So then in order to calculate the time, we had to minus 60, which is an hour, and that would leave us with 16.25. So then after that, I went to question number 2, which states, what time did you start your experiment? We started at 1:46. Then we added 1 hour and 16 minutes, which gave us 3:02. Then after that, we added 3 and 146, which gave us 512. Then we minus 2 hours, which gave us 314. Then we added 4, which gave us 316. And that is our time, 316, as you can see. And our suspects are Miss Murday and Mr. Anderson.
Hi, so this is the basic equation that we started with. Here you can see that we use 24. We use 24 because that's the normal room temperature. 10, we use 10 because when they found Steve, his body temperature was 10 degrees below normal. Now 17 we use because that's the actual temperature on the island. Now we solved it using inverse, meaning we had to go backwards, and we ended up with 7 over 10. Now that we had 7 over 10, we put it into our log base. So it was, after we put that, we ended up with b equals 0.7. Now, once we got our b, we were able to finally complete, and this is the answer that we got. Y equals 10, parentheses, 0.7 to the x, parentheses, plus 17. This is our final answer.
So we know that Miss Kondo is innocent. And we could tell by looking at the scrap. So we know Steve died at 3:16. That by looking at his room temperature, which is shown on the scrap.
And also, we know that Miss Kondo is innocent because she wasn't even around that time. She was at the viewing spot of the volcano. Mm-hmm.
And you could also look at our table.
She was on a volcano? What if she blew up?
Yes. So Miss Kondo, you're proven innocent
Yeah.
by Isabella Garcia and Julia Estrada.
And Jonathan, which is on vacation.